Welcome. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. We've so much shit to talk about. Oh my God. I am so freaking honored to be joined by my dude. I love this guy. This is going to be amazing. I'm so excited. The notorious DCW, Dr. Cordie Williams.
Well, I'm honored, buddy. This guy, you guys already know because you follow him, but like the sweetest, most loving, patriotic, like awesome dude in the world. Major bromance, might be one-sided, but I'm gonna say I love this man.
No, this is like reciprocal bromance.
I love that. We got a two. I like that.
How have you been, dude?
I've been good. Just, kind of putting on some Sky Miles, or if it's not Delta, well, I guess you could still say Sky Miles, even if it's not Delta. But
are you flying on Delta?
Well, I try to, because you can get certain letters through them that allow you to do certain things. And, I know how we get, you and I and many other people, we get censored and shadow banned, and they try to screw up what we're doing. So I'm just going to say there's certain letters that you can get that afford you some benefits with Delta right now during this COVID scamdemic time. So
I love that, like, you give no shits about any of that. I love it.
No, I don't.
No. Also, let me say hi to everyone in the chat. Hi, Leah, Maddie, Selena, Shauna. We got all our peeps here. So yeah, send in your super chats. I feel like we'll probably talk for a little bit and then we'll answer them.
I don't know about a super chat. You're gonna have to fill me in.
Oh yeah, you're like new to this.
I am. I'm totally new to YouTube. Like we don't do a lot of YouTube, so I'm glad we're doing this. Seriously, I'm honored.
First, I got to tell you guys, I hope you don't mind me sharing this. I got to tell you guys how this bromance started. So Cordie is a doctor. So he's able to get a medical exemption for the masks. So, which is amazing. And I'm so jealous and I need one. I have asthma. Like,
you got to remind me. Just text me and I'll have Julie or somebody do it and we'll get it done and I'll sign.
Please. I hate them so much. So we were in the hotel. We met in Dallas for the walkaway event. So we're in the hotel and he had given them his medical letter for it. So they literally said to him, they're like, oh, well, can you just wear it around your neck? Because what will people think? And Cordie was like, I will not wear it around my neck. I will not wear it around my balls. It was amazing. Oh, and then they said to you, oh, well, okay, well, we'll alert the hotel staff, but if someone says something to you, and Cordie is like, yeah, I'll tell them about the Constitution. And that is how I fell in love with Dr. Cordie Williams.
Oh, man. Well, I'm honored. And you remembered it word for word, man.
It was like the highlight of my life.
Well, I'm honored, dude. Seriously.
So what have you been up to? So for you guys who don't know, Cordie has been doing an entire Freedom Tour, which is amazing. He's been doing events kind of similar to like we have. I feel like we're probably the only groups that are really trying to do something with everything that's going on.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Like you'd think more people would say like, okay, our freedom is being infringed upon. Our rights are being infringed upon. People like Sleepy Joe and Creepy Kamala, that's a good one. I hope Trumpy takes that one. But like Creepy Kamala are doing, just nefarious bullshit. The country's at like the worst climactic point it could ever be at before an election. And this is about freedom or socialism. And so, to your point, I wish more groups would get out there, but I also wish that people like your viewers and my viewers would get on their damn videos, do IG lives, share stuff, like stuff, get shit out there, because, it's those critical conversations, Mikey, like the one we're having tonight, that are going to get people that are asleep and that are sheep to maybe start to question some things. I had my best friend at a Florida event that we did this past weekend while you guys were in DC. And my best friend has never voted in an election. My best friend's black. Right. And I only say that because that's one of the narratives, right? Like I'm a straight guy and there's no way that you and I can talk or be fucking friends or that you can be conservative. Can I say the F-bomb occasionally?
Oh, please do.
Of course. I forgot who I was talking to. What am I but like there's no way we could be friends, just like there's no way Dominic and I, since he's a black man, there's no way we could be friends. And literally, I lost track of my best friend for like 20 years. We grew up together. I went to his family during Christmases to escape my dad because my dad was really abusive. And his family was like a second family to me. And so I lost track. He goes to Johnson and Wales, and we're together for like 10 years, best buddies. I joined the Marine Corps at 18. He goes to Johnson and Wales in Florida. And then somewhere about 2000, 2001, we just lose each other. Well, then fast forward, I'm looking for him for years, and he calls my office like a week ago. Calls my office on Monday. My wife comes in my back office where I was doing some paperwork, and she's crying. And she's like, "We found Dominic." And I like start bawling, right? And so I literally like call him back. We talk for 30 minutes. He books a plane ticket to Florida, and he shows up, and I call him on stage, and I talk about how much his family meant to me, but also how the stand that they were for just humanity and people really drove me into wanting to fight for other people who couldn't fight for themselves. And they were one of my inspirations for like joining the Marine Corps. And like,
wow.
I talked about that. And I talked about the flag and all that. And so I just say that to say that, you know, it's funny how many narratives are out there about what America can't be. And people like you, me, and Brandon, and Carlin, and everybody else, right? They're really painting a picture of what America can be, like the possibilities. But the left's trying to totally like say that they're the unifiers. And the debate last night, I think, was very obvious. And anybody with half a brain knows that that's bullshit, you know?
Yeah, for sure. I think everything that they're doing is just so toxic and so destructive that, you know, even if it just ended today, I think it would take generations to undo the harm that they've done. You know, I've talked about this a lot, but like I'll think back to when I was a kid, and you know, even in like kindergarten, the teacher would like open up a white egg and open up a brown egg, and look, we're all the same on the inside. And today it's like the white egg is rotten to its core and wants to smash the brown egg and put it in the frying pan and scramble it, and it's horrible.
No, I agree. And that's a great analogy or a great like metaphor, because you know, I don't think you really see it out of so many kids, you know, and I say kids under 25 see through the bullshit. Like that generation, I don't know what the fucking generations are called, but yeah, I don't know what they're called, but like 25 and younger, which you're in that bracket, right? So 25
you.
Almost. I don't, man, I'm 40.
Yeah, I'm in that bracket.
Well, I don't know what bracket you're in. I don't want to make you all, bro. So it's like, let's say in that bracket though, those are the people waking up. People between 25, right, and 39 or 35. Those are the people that are buying into all the bullshit. They're the ones believing the lies about, you know, what do they call it? Bank robbers, looters, and
burn, loot, murder.
yeah. Bank robbers, looters, and murderers, right? BLM. And they're the ones buying into Antifa and buying into this division, and that Donald Trump's some like horrible person. And it couldn't be further from the truth, especially when, you know, you just see people all around, whether it's, I mean, I can't tell you how many LGBTQ folks.
No Q.
Show up to our events. But I'm just saying, like, who cares? QLMNOP, fucking QRST, like whatever, right? Like, regardless of what people do, who they are, what they become, what they worship, if they stand for the flag, like I stand with them. And you see that at events, whether it's a walkaway event, whether it's a 1776 Forever Free event, like nobody cares. They're like, we're all fucking Americans, you know?
Hell yeah. Wait 1 second. I want to pop in the chat. Carlin is here. Hey, Carlin.
Hey, what's up, baby girl?
I miss you. Oh God, she was just on with Hunter Avalon, who I cannot stand. I watched the first half. I cannot stand him. He is the worst. Hey, Maddie. Hey, everyone. I'm so glad you guys are all here. Hey, Thin White Axe. I love you. So yeah, let's for a second talk about this debate. Just everything. I'm just so stressed with everything, with the election.
Bro,
I truly,
dude, you know,
I feel like I'm not going to breathe until next month.
Well, I know, dude. I used to have tasty night every once in a while. Fucking tasty nights every night now. You know that, right?
That's what he calls his cigar, by the way. I didn't know what he was talking about when we met.
What the hell are you talking about? But now we have that together doing tasty.
I know, that's a cute ass picture.
Because, dude, you hadn't done a tasty prior to me infecting you with my tasty.
No, and I still had never heard anyone else call cigars a tasty, but
yeah, it's probably,
sure.
Probably an OG, probably the.
So yeah, let's talk about this debate. What did you think overall? Because for me, I won't say I didn't dislike Pence. I just sort of had no opinion about him. So I never really liked Pence until last night. I thought he crushed it.
Yeah, I thought he had several teabag Kamala moments. Okay.
Teabag Kamala? What is that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, I'm trying to get this shit to focus. Sorry, this is a new camera.
His testicles on her nose. So I felt like there were several teabag moments, and I also felt like there were several like mic drop moments. I thought he was very articulate. In all seriousness, I thought he was very articulate. I thought he was very pointed. I felt like he didn't let her get away with anything. I felt like she looked like a fucking idiot, to be real frank, because all her, 80% of the time she just talked about her record. Well, if you know her record, it's like, girl, your record sucks.
Yeah.
California hated you. You were she was under like multiple investigations. I've only been here 7 years and she was under multiple investigations. It's a miracle that she got elected into the Senate. How that happened, I mean, how much the Democratic Party spent to get her elected, it's baffling. Like, it's a miracle. Like, I don't understand it.
She has nothing else than, oh, I'm a woman of color. And they were bitching all night on MSNBC and everything that, oh, he was mansplaining to her. It's just so ridiculous. Like, why do we have weak ass? You didn't hear that? Oh yeah, on I think it was MSNBC. They said, oh, he was mansplaining.
What's a mansplaining?
You've never heard that?
No, bro. Tell me. Fill me in.
See, I feel like you're probably, because you're married and have kids, so you're surrounded by better people. But I'm in New York, so I'm surrounded.
So, dude, I didn't get to see the debate until I went to bed over a tasty from 10 to 12 a.m. by myself. Because before that, it was Peppa Pig, Paw Patrol, and I'm immersed in that, right? Food.
That's awesome.
A crappy diaper, everything, right? So
mansplaining is basically whenever a man says anything to a liberal woman. It's mansplaining.
Oh my God. So this is another PC.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So apparently you can't even have a debate.
As a victim, right? Everybody's a victim.
Well, that's what I was going to say is, why do we have these weak ass women running for office? Maybe it's just me, but I love tough, badass women. There's nothing I love more. So I would kill to see somebody in a debate like Carlin or Shamika or any of these badass ladies I know who would be having none of this shit of, oh, I'm speaking, you're interrupting me. They would just hand them their ass.
Well, and it's a debate for a reason. So the fact that, I guarantee if the roles are reversed, and that's a female conservative, and there's a male liberal Democrat, nobody's even having that conversation. Well, I mean, it's just like the double standard about Trump and what he did before he became president, and when he was a playboy. He's been a playboy forever. Yeah. Nobody's talking about how Slick Willie got BJ's in the Oval Office for years from Monica. Everybody forgot about that conveniently, right? But no, mansplaining. Wow.
Oh, no, Democrats are all for protect Me Too and protect women, unless they're beaten by Keith Ellison, assaulted by Joe Biden, raped by Bill Clinton, or murdered by Ted Kennedy.
I love it, man.
They couldn't be more hypocritical. Let me find some of these super chats to put on the screen. Maddie, I love you, Maddie. Thank you.
Look at that.
Pence used to make me really skittish, but last night I feel like I finally got him. I hope Trump was taking notes, lots of notes. Yes, I couldn't agree more. I was saying before it, I was like, I think Pence needed a little more Trump, and I think Trump needs a little more Pence. I feel like they could use a little bit of each other's style.
Yeah, he's definitely, I think what I have always loved about Trump, and my son calls him Trumpy, my 4-year-old, so I'm going to call him Trumpy too.
I
What
love that.
Trumpy is like the authenticity and the rawness and that fighter. He's certainly not as witty as he was in his 50s, but he's still very witty. I think sometimes that polish nature of Pence is nice, but I also think that's why Trump is the president, because people don't want that. Last night, I think it was great because what was beautiful is Pence, I think, has added some weapons to his repertoire over the years. Because, dude, he had some moments where he was just like trumping her, man. He was just Donald Trumping the shit out of her,
Yeah.
just beating her down, right? With the comebacks about facts, or whether it was fracking, talking about her record. I thought it was amazing when he came back about a record, and it's like, what have you really done? And he brought up the number 47 several times about, well, for 47 years, right? And it was kind of like a little like neural linguistic programming where he dropped in the 47 years, and it's like, okay, we know that Biden didn't do shit in 47 years, and why is he going to do anything in 4 if he's if he's elected to the Oval Office? And, hopefully the American people are smart enough to know, whether you're an independent, whatever. I mean, these elections have never been about, in my opinion, moral or ethical character. I love Trump, and I think Trump's a man's man, and I can relate to Trump on so many levels. But even if I was to like morally pick apart Trump, I mean, give me a freaking break. I mean, when name a moral president that we've had that was a kumbaya monk,
Mm-hmm.
had in the last 50 years, and I'll buy you a steak dinner. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't want my president, because somebody that's going to pull the trigger, that is going to save our Marines or save our guys or gals that are overseas. There are hard decisions that are made that we're not privy to all the time, and,
Yeah.
and I don't want a guy that is not willing to make those decisions.
They act like it's this nice, pretty job. It's not a pretty job to do. It's not a nice job.
Yeah.
I don't want a nice person. Like for me in '08, there could have been nobody who was more of a nice, smiling, pretty face than Obama. And look what he did. So, a lot of people brought that up to me recently of Trump cheated on his wife and Trump did that. I'm like, as long as he keeps not starting wars and doing good things for the economy, he can bang every Playboy model from here to Tijuana for all I care. I could not care less what they do.
And to your point, you kind of like started off our conversation tonight about Ted Kennedy, about Slick Willie, Paula Jones. Like, nobody talks about that bullshit. It's like sickening.
Yeah.
Nobody talks about the controversies around the Bushes. I mean, there are swamp creatures on both sides of the aisle.
Yeah.
And we're going to take an independent businessman that really had no intent, was asked for 20 or 30 years to run, avoided it. Now we're going to like put this electron microscope on his life and say somehow he's a bad person, where prior to 2015, even the bitches on The View like absolutely loved him. It's just fascinating to me.
Yeah, for sure. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. And then when she started talking about, oh, my record should be a model for the country. God forbid. Are you kidding me?
Sick.
But
dude.
it really feels like, I know Trump is the president right now, but it feels like Biden might as well be the incumbent, because he's the incumbent of decades of failed policies of both parties, because they've all stood for the same shit for so long.
That's a really good point. And, I would also say that, just going back to a little bit of what we were discussing before, like, I don't want somebody polished. Look what polish got us over the last 30 years. Look what these guys that stand up there and they look presidential, and, we go through 4 years where somebody does something, and then the next 4 years we have a different president. They take it away. So for 30 years of my life, 40 years of my life, and I just had my 40th birthday in January, it was almost
no way. Happy birthday,
buddy. It was kind of like we would take one step forward to take two back, related to like policy in America. This is the first time in my life where I felt like in a 4-year period, somebody actually did shit with the presidency. They actually got something done. They were actually thinking about the American people. And there's a segment of people that are so snowballed and they're so sheepanized to just be in this track that I'm going to follow the same people that are telling me to put toxins in my kids. I'm going to follow the same people that worship this guy, couldn't say enough positive things about him 5 years ago. I mean, there's so much to be said for people waking up to the not only the pharmaceutical industrial complex.
Yes.
If you look at that and you look at what some of the corrupt medical community has tried to do forever, okay? And medicine, conventional medicine has its role. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that if you can't see past some of the lies that are within that segment of people, there's no way you're going to wake up to see that the media doesn't have your best interest. And Trump's been the only one that I know of in my lifetime to shed any light on, okay, these people aren't telling you the truth. They're bullshitting. They're lying.
Yeah.
They want one agenda and one narrative.
I love that you talk about that too, because whenever I've tried to, just the amount of people who are drugged up on antidepressants alone is horrifying to me. It seems like I'm like one of the only people who feels that way, but it's horrifying. All the pharmaceutical drugs that everyone is on. It's like we're just becoming a nation of zombies. And like whenever I've posted about that, like no one wanted to hear about it.
Wow. That's funny because I was on with Dr. Russell Saruski. He is a board certified clinical neurologist, an MD, right? Earlier tonight, he's out of Great Neck, New York. And this guy is awesome, Mike. He's like totally one of us. And I was talking to him, and what did he say? He said he's like a specialist in addiction. And he said that 175 people are dying a day. 175 people since COVID started are dying a day of overdoses, suicides, all that. And we're talking 175 people a day. And that's only within the populations of the Tri-City states, Connecticut, New Jersey, and New York. So you look at that's a small microcosm. We still got another 48, 47 different states in the nation. Like, think about what those numbers are totaling. And that's what Frodo and Andrew Cuomo, right? Frodo's going out in the Hamptons. Bro, my sister-in-law, Lisa, took a picture and sent it to us like 2 days ago. And I'm pretty sure that's the picture that was on Tucker Carlson the other night, where he's got his mask off and he's smoking cigars.
Always. That's always how it is. Whenever they're caught in private, they no masks, no nothing. It's disgusting. And it really makes you wonder what they know that we don't know. But, this whole thing is that they think they know what's best for everyone. They're just going to tell us, and they don't practice what they preach.
No, it's and that's where you have to really, as an American, I think, start to question, like, what am I going to do to move the needle on freedom? Right. And, we're going across the country, and people like you and Brandon and Carlin, we're all like trying to get people to think. And my big thing's been recently, just start asking people questions. Like, where do you want your country to be in 10 years? What's your vision for your country in 10 years? Because are we going to fucking get there with people burning stuff down, throwing stuff, looting, lawlessness, anarchy, where a 20-year-old kid says, oh, well, it's fine that I loot that and threw a firebomb into this business that they spent 30 years creating this business. Insurance will cover that. Like, that's the mentality. So the only way you change that mentality is by getting parents to start to think differently, getting them to move over that this is no longer about politics. It's really about, like, what do you want your ethical, moral character to be? And where do you want the character of, like, the human beings that you have to, like, be around every day? Do you want everyday life to continue to be a fucking war zone? Because I'm tired of the last 6 months. And
you and me both. By the way, let me check in with some of our super chats. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. Keep them coming. Hey, Red Pill Rage. Hi, hey, Mikey. This is Red Pill Rage. I'll be at the LGBT Town Hall. XO Jenny. Thank you so much, Jenny. So yeah, for those of you guys who don't know, on the 16th, me, Blair, Brandon, we're having a live in-person debate against 3 LGBT alphabet people. Oh, it's going to be amazing. So we're almost sold out. Get tickets if you want to come or to be streamed. Thank you so much, Jenny. And Kevin, I love you, Kevin. Hey, Mike, do you like the t-shirts and bought it? I do. Thank you so much. So Kevin is like one of my OGs. He is my favorite. You too, Maddie, and you too, Leah. You guys are all like the best. But we finally got to meet each other in Florida, and he gave me all this amazing stuff. I'm wearing the ring you gave me. So thank you so much, dude. You're the best. I've actually been meaning to like post a whole thing with all the stuff you got me. I've just been so crazy busy. But thank you so much. I really appreciate it. You are the best. So Cordie, what are you thinking right now in terms of the election? Like, if it were to, do you think Trump's going to win? Because I'm nervous. I'm trying to not even think about what's going to happen because I'm sort of just holding my breath.
Here's why I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm holding my breath too. It's not because of anything the campaign's doing or not doing. Why I'm holding my breath is because, honestly, this is what keeps me awake at night. And this is why I'm smoking a Tasty every day, because it's what they've been able to do and the level of corruption. There's no end they won't go to. Now, here's the benefit. Donald Trump's a genius. He's really smart, or as they say in Boston, he's smart. He's really smart. So he's really smart. He works his ass off. So I know he's got a strategy. The level of his strategy, it really shows he's been planning where we are right now since 2015. And he said that much to my business partner. And, my business partner was in a room like 50 people. President rolled up his sleeves, put his tie down, and was very like compassionate, candid, and like sombering, and had a conversation with them. And I mentioned that to say that he has a plan, 100%. But what I'm nervous about is I always get nervous, and this is what the polls are designed to do, the bullshit polls, which is 90% of polls, unless it's a Rasmussen poll. But I like that the Rasmussen polls show the black vote is up to 36%. The Hispanic vote is up. That's encouraging.
The alphabet people vote is up.
The alphabet people, here, I'll do that. Alphabet people vote is up. So that's good. So all these segments of people that aren't supposed to like him are up. The rallies are huge. I pray to God that he'll do more rallies. I don't know if he will so we'll have to do rallies for him. But I don't know if he can do rallies just because of the COVID scam. I think the Walter Reed thing was genius. I don't think he was sick. I don't even give a shit if he was. Like I give it to him. I'm just saying that I think it's a brilliant marketing either way. I'm glad he's okay if he did have it.
Why do you think that?
Well, dude, look at it. Like, it was genius marketing. They said the segment of the people that were worst impacted by it was people over the age of, I think, 65, right? With comorbidities. The media rails on him. He's overweight. Oh, they're lying. 3 days within that, Fox starts talking about how, which I love Fox, right? Fox starts talking about, oh, well, if the president can get it, anyone can. So why should we be worried about this? What is it that everybody's worried about? Because anybody can get it. The president that's tested every day, he's in a controlled environment constantly. If he can get it, why are we stopping the economy and shutting everything down when you can do everything right and still get it? And I thought, like you and I, anybody with common sense innately knows that anyways. But to see some mainstream media network finally say that was brilliant. And I think that's what the campaign wanted. Now, and by the way, guys, I'm a diehard Trump fan. I've never been like, I'm not a guy that gets starstruck by really anybody because I've met a lot of really cool people in my time. And I don't mean that to sound arrogant or anything, but I just don't. But I'm going to be starstruck when I meet him at some point. Like, I know I am, because that guy's a fucking stud. Okay. And so what I'll say is, I don't think he wipes his butt without a plan, but I'm still nervous because of how
I hope
they'll go. But the other day at Walter Reed was very encouraging because it was 3 days. Mikey, I just want you to look at the time. And I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist. I'm glad he's okay if he had it. Even if he didn't, I fucking love him even more. Okay. Because Tuesday was the debate. By Friday, he has COVID. By Monday, he's out. Right? If my timeline's right, I think it is. And what were they harping on him about primarily on Tuesday night, his COVID response.
Yeah.
And he had some pretty good answers, but Sleepy Joe got him a little bit there, right? Because I think he I think he went into the debate expecting it to be kind of like a Hillary format.
Yeah.
And the only points that Biden won in is Biden, this is important to the media, and this is what they push, that he looked fucking more presidential, whatever the fuck that means. Yeah, looking more presidential means you're in a tie and you don't do shit for 4 years.
Yeah.
Right?
See, for me, I don't know, because for me, we knew that Biden was going to do anything he possibly could to get out of these debates.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I don't know. You might disagree. For me, I did not like how Trump did in the last debate. I like the aggressiveness, but I was just screaming at my TV, wanting him to bring up all of his accomplishments and his record. Because I don't know, for me, I think that that's the biggest roadblock in terms of people voting for him, is I think most people just aren't aware of all of the things that he's done. So I feel like the biggest thing that his campaign needs to do and that we need to do is to just bring that information to people. So, and also, it's also, he could have been sick then. And also, it's a theme that when an incumbent president is up for re-election, they always do not so great in the first debate. So you knew that Biden was going to do anything to try and get out of these next debates. And it seems like now he's doing exactly that. They're not going to allow it to be rescheduled. They want to do it virtually so he can have a teleprompter in front of him. So I don't know. I'm just nervous about the whole thing. Carlin reassures me, because she's like, these Democrats can't pull off anything. They're not going to be able to pull off a whole big voting scheme. But I don't know. I'm nervous, though.
No, I mean, I think everybody has a right to be nervous, and it certainly is just, I think, because there's a lot at stake. I mean, like, honestly, our future's at stake. Like, my kids are, like, their future's at stake, right? And I don't know how accurate this was. I don't know if it was photoshopped. I don't feel like it was. Did you see the video on, excuse me, the pic that James Wood did, where Biden's got, it basically he's wired up, and then he's got a wire coming out of his sleeve.
Yeah,
dude, I thought he was more polished than I've ever seen him in like 10 years. Like, I would not be surprised if they were feeding him what to say.
Well, I think they're definitely feeding him whatever drugs they need to shoot him up with.
Because he looked very vibrant, and he hasn't looked like that the entire time.
No. Here, one second. Let me check in on Super Chats. Thank you so much, Ethan. I know you. Thank you for discussing the debate. My first Super Chat used to follow you on Twitter, now supporting you on Patreon. Thank you so much, dude. I've actually been meaning to. I got to update my Patreon. I've been meaning to forever. So I want to add some, like, cool shit to it. Thank you guys so much, though. Wait, I'm trying to keep track. Here we go. Keep trying, set the sticker. Thank you so much, dude. That is so nice of you. I thought there were more, but I will find them. Here we go. April. I think he just sucked himself to get cured. Huh?
So Jonas Salk was the
I think he Jonas Salked himself to get cures. Okay, I don't know what that means.
So Jonas Salk has, I should know this, but I don't. So hopefully, April, you won't think I'm an idiot. But so Jonas Salk has something to do with immunology and disease, and he was maybe even he came up with a vaccine. I'm gonna look really ignorant. Okay, I can't.
I'm gonna look him up.
Cool. So I just can't remember. But Jonas Salk dealt with some. Yeah, Google Jonas Salk. I guess that's what we could do, right? I could have just Googled it and played it off like I knew it. Right?
You're like, I totally know who that is. I've heard the name, but I don't know who.
To do with immunology. So it has something to do with, but that.
He's the one who developed the polio vaccine. That's why.
There we go. Yeah, I knew it was something like that. Immunology, polio, same thing. No, I'm joking. But yeah, I think he Jonas Salked himself to get cures out. There you go. And I wouldn't be surprised on that either, April, because the drug he was talking about last night, Ramiridol or Regenerol, it was some word that he said, like, literally in a day, it made him feel like he was 20, which I'm not, me personally, high levels of zinc, hydrochloroquine, or like quinine, which you can get actually from tonic water, like my friend Dr. Eric Naputi's been talking about forever. Like I know people that have gotten better in 24 hours, but I also know that he's getting pushed really hard to have some drug response by his probably his cabinet and some of his advisors. So he kind of has to do that from an election standpoint. But guys, there's so many ways to recover from this virus. But I know nobody's worried about it, but just saying.
And everyone, of course, by now has probably seen the CDC said that 6% of deaths marked as COVID were from exclusively COVID. Everyone else had multiple other diseases. That's less than 10,000 deaths. For people under 70, it's an over 99.9% survival rate. For people over 70, it's nearly 95%. I mean, when is this going to end? I mean, do these people think that we just have no lives, we have unlimited time, we don't have to pay rent or put food on the table? Like, when is this going to end?
It's crazy, man. I was talking to Joy Villa, probably like
I love her.
Love her too, right? And she was telling me how even at the hotel, even at a Trump International, because we're going to be staying there as well, that they were like, they're getting so much, the mayor is doing some like scandalous shit to try to get them shut down. So their policies were like really stringent with you guys, right? And I'm fascinated by that. It like stuff like that shit just pisses me off, because it just shows, like, if you look at that you don't think that this is fucked up, and you don't think there's something that is tyrannical, draconian, I can think of a bunch of adjectives, almost demonic about it, then you need to wake the hell up. Because everybody is something. I was saying to Crystal Tini, I was on her IG live a few minutes ago, and we were just sharing, like, everybody thinks, Mikey, that we're gonna hold hands, sing fucking kumbaya, and do a downward dog, and then the government's gonna pay us. Like, they want this utopianistic society. Well, what that looks like is in LA, people pissing and shitting on the streets, and homeless encampments everywhere. That's what that utopian looks like when you say everybody can have it for free, Mikey. The hills are alive and the sound of music.
And I've met so many people, I've been doing all these events with Walkaway and stuff, and I've met so many people who come from communist countries and socialist countries, and every single one says this is exactly how it started. Politicians making promises that they can't keep. We're going to make everything wonderful. Everyone will be equal. We'll give you a bunch of free shit. And you see how that works out for all of them. Let me check in with Maddie, who I love. It's nerve-wracking for me, and I'm Australian. I can't imagine what it must be like for you guys. I'm worried because Australia follows the US's lead. Do you think the polls are just propaganda now?
I do.
Yes, but I'm worried still.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still worried, but I mean, the polls are neck and neck what they were in 2016. The fascinating thing is, and what worries me is, they were unprepared and almost overly confident in 2016 that he was going to lose, and that Hitler was going to win. They're all sorry, bro.
I've never heard that.
and they're almost over prepared, and they've been trying and pushing for so long, the last 4 years, that's the concerning part to me. Like, how much have they prepared? How many like mail-in ballots are there going to be? Can you get around the mail-in ballots? That's the type of stuff that I get really that makes me nervous.
It's really unfortunate, because a year ago, I think this would have been the slam dunk of all slam dunks. And it's just like everything that could possibly go wrong has gone wrong since then. It's like, anything else? But what I'm trying to realize is that, I don't think Trump has probably lost too many votes from last time. Like, if you voted for him last time, you're probably going to vote for him this time. However, I think there are so many millions of people who didn't vote for him last time that basically most Walkaway people didn't vote for him last time. Me, Brandon, Carlin, none of us voted for him last time. And, this time I can't wait to vote for him. I'm going to be online like 5 days before. I'll be the first one. I'll camp out. So that's got to be enough to help him win, I would think. It just new voters that he's brought in.
And there's market segments that he wasn't, what I would love to know is what's the percentage of people that didn't turn out last time, right? And then how many registered voters versus unregistered voters are there? But hell, I actually don't even want to know that because that's just going to make me stress out more.
Yeah, same. I'm like, I'm just trying to not think about it.
If I know those facts and I know that reality, I don't know that's going to, it's not going to make me sleep any better than I already.
No.
Right.
But, let me say hi to, hey, Grady, I love you. Dems can try to steal the election, but since Trump has authorized the declassification on the Russian hoax, once it comes out, it'll bring down the House. Please, Jesus, I hope so.
Yeah, if they can get the word out, I totally agree with Grady. I think that's one of the problems with all these things. It's like we have one network, and then nobody really even BBC. I don't even think we get an honest shake on BBC. Maybe more so than like MSNBC, but not really. And so the only narrative you have out there that's like a factual narrative is five different anchors on Fox, right? I think Tucker.
Tucker's really like, and the two of them are like the only good ones on there.
And Mark Levin and Judge Jeanine. But I think the most eloquent arguments that are really, really like less biased than some, and I like bias because I'm a conservative, so I like when it's a conservative bias.
Yeah,
I do. But where it's all really just factual and logical is Tucker and Laura, I think, tend to be more like, hey, here it is. Like where it's like reporting. Like, here's what they're doing. Here's what it is. What do you think about that? Make your decision, That's
what I love about Tucker is that he'll call out shit on the Republican side. He doesn't care. Patrick, thank you so much for the super chat, Patrick. Met you in Tampa, Mike, and I was in D.C. for the Unsilent Majority March and Rally. So thankful and proud of you and all Walkaway Patriots. Thank you so much. It was great meeting you. This has been amazing doing all these events, like, because it's just turned around my entire attitude so much, because before I was out doing these events and stuff, it was just miserable being stuck inside like this, quarantined and locked up. Like, people can't live like this.
Yeah. It really is. I think that's one of the biggest reasons why we got out started and started protesting, because, and that's why we're doing the Freedom Tour. It's like, what are we going to do? Just lay down and let them take away all our fucking freedoms? Or are we going to fight back? Like, what are you going to do? And that's what I would say to everybody out there. Like, you're really seeing now how important the city councils and your local government, local city are.
Yes.
The mayor races and, just all these different local governments, you're really getting to see that we have to get more involved. There were 165 uncontested seats in San Diego County where Democrats just walked into the position uncontested by a Republican. 65 in the area of Florida I was in last weekend. Like, how far up our head is our ass for us as Republicans?
Thank you. This is what I'm always bitching about. My congresswoman has run unopposed for years. The Democratic Socialist Party runs candidates here, but Republicans can't be bothered. And I always say, people bash AOC, but before anyone knew who she was, because her district ends like a block away from me, so I'm basically in her district. But before anyone knew who she was, I saw her all the time handing out flyers, knocking on doors. I wish that Republicans would put half that effort in, but in a lot, I don't know if it's just blue places that they don't try. They do nothing here. They don't run real candidates. I just saw an ad for somebody who's running against her now. And it's some boring old man who has no relation to this neighborhood. They don't run real candidates. They don't try to win elections. They just run these like sacrificial lambs who it's their job to just, not make a fuss and, lose quietly. When are you going to run for shit, Cordie?
Well, my plan is to build wide and then build up. And then we're actually having a planning meeting next Tuesday. So, yeah. So, I think honestly, we want to just grow grow our group and our brand and our following of just getting it out there. And as we do that, we want to be a PAC. Ultimately, I think we're going to be a political action committee. We're going to talk about that next Tuesday.
And then you're going to run.
Got a book coming out soon.
No way. What do you have like a title?
1776 Forever Free. Divided to United.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
So 1776 Forever Free, Divided to United, A Patriot's Journey.
Oh, I can't wait. Do I get a signed copy?
Of course. Are you kidding me? Absolutely. You get a signed copy with a tasty inside.
Yes. Let me go to more questions. Laura, hey Laura. Please use your platform to talk about Biden's corruption. Maybe we can open eyes. Where to begin?
Yeah, right. Like how long do you have? Do we have another 2 hours?
Yeah. So what's funny is in the first debate, Trump mentioned how Hunter Biden was given $3.5 million from Moscow. And of course, Biden was like, oh, that's fake. That never happened. I mean, even liberal mainstream outlets reported on that back in the day, Newsweek. So suddenly it's not fake news when they don't like what it says.
Well, right. One thing I really liked about last night is that the moderator at least called Kamala out on shit. I feel like Chris Wallace, moderator last night called Kamala out more than Chris Wallace ever did Biden.
Yeah. And the thing is, the moderator last night was terrible, but she seemed amazing compared to Biden.
Yeah.
I thought it was really disgusting when she wouldn't let Pence respond. And then finally she was like, you have 15 seconds. But then when Harris did the same thing, oh, yes, of course. I can't speak over a woman of color.
And I mean, she was so much more polite, in my opinion, to Kamala than she was to Pence.
Yeah.
It's like the double standards of hypocrisy are really interesting.
Yeah. And the thing is with Biden, first of all, I feel like not enough people have pointed out what a liar he is. And it's not just that he's a liar. He lies about things that are on video. You can go look up.
Well, and that really shows how like mind-numbingly kind of brainwashed our society is now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the guy is recorded saying the N-word like 15 years ago. He's recorded doing these anti-black racist things, and yet this gaslighting or projection that's going on is from the Democratic liberal left on us, and we're the people that are racist, and we're misogynist and homophobic and all this bullshit, right? And it's like, dude, look in the mirror, you idiots. That's your,
It's just like we don't exist in the same reality as these people. It feels like. Sarah, thank you so much for the super chat. I'm Catholic and I'm praying the 54-day rosary novena for your election. We need Trump. Jacinda has sold us to China. I'm from New Zealand. Oh, thank you so much. My mom would be very happy. She does those all the time. From Grady, he asked, question is, are you guys ready to learn more about the Clinton Foundation, crimes against children? There were reasons why 33,000 emails were deleted. That's for sure.
Doesn't surprise me, Grady.
No.
Reigns, Epstein, and all that stuff.
It's crazy. Oh, speaking of Epstein, I was just watching that Netflix documentary about him, which it's funny. I noticed when it started at the beginning, you look at the credits, and James Patterson is one of the producers. James Patterson is one of Bill Clinton's best friends. They wrote a book together. And then you're watching it, and it's like, they really whitewashed the whole Clinton thing, like basically not a word about it. So it seems like it was intentional that they made that to let certain people off the hook.
Yeah. Fascinating, right?
Yeah. Maddie, we need you. Yes. We need you to run, Cordie. Yes. The young on both sides need to take up the fight. We need more Tulsi's, Yangs, Daddy Crenshaws, and Kimberly Klasiks.
Oh, cool. Daddy Crenshaw.
Hell yeah.
Eventually, yes, I will, buddy. I promise. We're putting together a plan. Even though they're going to pound me with my skeletons, but I got skeletons everywhere. They'll probably pull up the picture of me getting on Southwest with a thong on and
Wait, what?
Yeah, you didn't know I got on an airline with panties on my face?
No.
Yeah, dude, this was like when was
As like a mask thing?
July when they wouldn't take medical exemptions and they first put the draconian laws into place. I was boarding a flight from San Diego and I put my wife's thong on my face and I pulled their policies out and I took their policies to the lady at like the jetway at the boarding gate. And she goes, "Sir, that's not a proper face covering." Or, "Sir, do you need a mask?" And I said, "No, I'm good." She goes, "No, I think you need a mask." I said, "Actually, I'm all right. And here's what your policy says." This is as I'm trying to board the flight and get on the jetway. She goes, um, uh, "That's not appropriate. There are women and children on the plane." And I said, "They've never seen a pair of underwear before." And then she goes, "I'm going to get the supervisor." I said, "Great. I would love to talk to her." Hold the supervisor out. The supervisor probably went to the same school or served in the same library that our moderator last night did. Very unattractive, very beat up,
Yeah,
right?
the
Like,
librarian look.
yeah, where her face looks like an old beat up sandbag. You know what I mean?
You guys see now why we're friends.
And so no style too. I'm like, where the fuck did you get your clothes? Like, where did you buy those from? Right. And so at any rate, she walks up and she's like, "Sir, you need to put on a mask." I'm like, "Well, that's definitely not happening. I am wearing a mask already. There's no way you're getting on that plane unless you put on this mask." And I pull it down and I go, "Okay, sweetheart." And I grab her mask. Like I just wanted to fucking pound her face with my fist.
Oh my God.
I said, "Okay, sweetheart." I put it on as soon as I got halfway down the jetway, put another mask on. I board it. We're in the air. I put the thong back on. They all come over like a swarm of bees and we go back and forth. I show them the letter. Then they leave me alone. And then somewhere in there, they're like, "The pilot told you to take off the underwear right now." And I'm like, "The pilot did, huh?" I said, "Well, I'm going to stop and I'm going to ask the pilot as soon as I get off whether he did that or not." So I'm going off the plane. I'm about to get on the
He's got
jetway.
brass ones.
Yeah, and so I asked the lady, I'm like, "Where's the pilot?" She's like, "He's right off the jetway here." I get off the plane. I'm entering where the jetway is between where you board the plane and where you exit the plane, right where that little jetway kind of whatever frickin' tunnel gets right there and hooks to the plane. He's in that little circular area when you get off. And they called me bro like 5 times. The flight attendants had called me bro. I don't know if it's a backwards hat, whatever. They called me bro. So a lot of my family is from New York, so I say bro a lot. But when somebody's older than me, I always say sir. Well, whatever it was in my mind. So I walk up to this guy and I say, "Excuse me, bro." This is what he did. No joke, Mikey. He gets right up by my face 2 inches away and he goes, "You don't call me bro." And he's pointing like this. I'm trying to get my finger in the screen. Is it there yet? "You don't call me bro, son. You call me sir." And he's literally like that far from my face. He's like right up.
Who is this? The pilot? The flight attendant?
Pilot, this 65-year-old pilot. And I said, "Dude, you need to get out of my effing face right now." And then he goes, we go back and forth. And then he screams at me. He's like, "You need to put on your mask right now." And I said, "That's not fucking happening. Your jurisdiction just ended when you land the plane and I got off the plane. That's not happening." And so then he and another guy start to follow me off the jetway. So the little jet bridge, the tunnel that you board and exit the plane, they get halfway down and I'm walking backwards and jawing with them, going back and forth. And they're aggressively following me. And so they keep following me. They say something. I say something. We go back and forth. And then he says something to me. And I'm like, "Well, you can go fuck yourself." That's what I told the 65-year-old pilot. And so then he starts telling the other guy, "Call the sheriff's department. He's refusing to wear a mask. We're going to get him arrested." And they chase me. The 65-year-old pilot proceeds to chase me into the Sacramento airport. He's going in, he follows me all the way to baggage claim, and he's going into different stores and he's trying to get them to call the police on me. No joke. This was before the last incident that happened with Southwest in which I got banned from Southwest.
What did you do to Southwest?
Well, this second time, this is after time. The second time I wore my facial condom that is heavily vented, and it doesn't look like it's heavily vented, but it is.
Ooh, I gotta get one of those.
I wore it on here and I had it down like this. Okay, I had it down on my thing and I was drinking water, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing that, and then like 5 flight attendants walk by. Sir, you need to pull your mask up. I'm like, I'm drinking water. You need to pull your mask up. So I did. A few minutes later, I had it down. This before we even took off, right? And they bothered me like 6 times. Finally, this lady comes the 6th time, like, what do you guys expect me to do when I'm drinking? I said, do you want me to do this?
Yeah.
And that's literally what I did. That's literally what I said. Sir, you don't have to be smart. I said, I'm not being smart. I'm wondering what your policy is.
And
Because
the
you're
problem is you're smart. They want you to be fucking stupid.
Yeah, and it's like you're breaking your own policy. You said we could eat and drink. I'm fucking drinking right now. What do you want me to do? And I wasn't trying to bust anybody's chops, right? It really wasn't. So we exit the plane. Again, we're going to Sacramento. This is like 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. As we exit the plane, this blonde chick is with the other guy that followed me off 2 or 3 months earlier with the pilot, but he doesn't recognize me.
Jesus.
He doesn't recognize me. But the lady goes, him. It was him. And this guy starts to walk, and this was what was on Newsmax and OAN and all this. And he follows me and he goes, sir, do you understand your policy? No, he goes, is your name Cordie Williams? I said, no, it's John Tyler Smith. And John Tyler Smith, I heard your name was Cordie Williams. And I go, well, you've been misinformed. And then he keeps going back and forth, and he's following me up the jetway again. And he goes, do you have a problem wearing a mask? I said, no, I don't have a problem. And then he's like, well, I heard that you had a problem. I was like, you're wrong. Like, I didn't have a problem. I don't have a problem wearing a mask. He goes back and forth, and then he says something, and I'm like, and then finally, after he's like interrogating and following me, I'm like, fuck you, dude. So what I said to him, I'm like, oh, I said, you're the douchebag that chased me off the plane last time. And he goes, oh, well, you're the guy that thought it would be cool to wear a thong on your face. I said, yeah, I am. And I was.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, actually, right? And so he keeps John with me. I'm in the airport at this point, and he says something to me and threatens me. I said, okay, douchebag. And he said something else. I said, okay, douchebag. You're a tough guy. You're a real tough guy, douchebag. And we go back and forth. Yeah, the next night when I go to check my flight, Saturday night, no notice, they had scrubbed my flight back, and they had taken down my Denver flight too.
Oh my
Like no
God.
phone call, whatever. And yeah,
They're so fucking nasty too. That's the thing, is that it's never, oh, sir, would you mind doing it? They bark at you. That's what pisses me off.
yeah. So he said that one time, or I think he told me in Sacramento. You know, it was funny. He said they don't even treat us like customers anymore.
Yeah.
And that really gave me some insight, because it's so true that they don't. We're not treated like customers anymore. It's like we have to beg these people for just common courtesies.
Yeah.
You know,
I think Maddie said it well. They are weaponizing fear to the point where it becomes virtue. And if you don't share that fear, you are immoral and bad. That is so well said, dude.
Maddie. Very eloquent, dude. Totally.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happening. I mean, it has given the worst people in the world the power to feel that their authoritarianism is virtue. They're saving lives.
Yeah, everybody.
I just had a thing on I hate the mask so much. I don't believe in it. I hate it. But I fly so much that I just don't want to deal with them. So I just fucking put it on the flight.
No, I mean, I have to put it on the flight too. I still but
you can always tell though immediately when you get on the plane what kind of flight it's going to be if they say to you, your mask needs to be above your nose. And 100%. It's like, oh, it's going to be one of those flights. Yeah. I just had some shit go down though with somebody who was allegedly with the FAA or something, but it was the most disgusting fucking thing I've ever seen in my life on a plane. The way that this apparent FAA agent treated this disabled kid on a flight. So I was on this flight back from, I don't know, one of these places. I forgot. I don't even know where the hell I am anymore half the time. But so I'm talking to the guy who's sitting next to me, who was super hot and was a Trump fan, but then it turned out he was married. So, so anyway, so we're like having a conversation. We're having a conversation, and I'm eating something. Same as you said, I'm eating, and I have the mask around my neck. And this guy sitting behind me, he didn't call me bro. He goes, "Yo, boy, your mask needs to be on." And he's like, "Are you familiar with FAA regulations that your mask must remain on at all times?" So I turned back. I was like, "Yeah, boy, I'm eating." And he's like, so he says to me, he's like, you can't just eat whenever you want. You can eat through your mask. So I just like dropped it. I was tired. I didn't want to get into it. So get this shit though. So the plane lands. We're sitting towards the back. Half the plane, the front half of the plane had already gotten off. Plane has landed, no problem. So this kid who was sitting in like the back row is standing in the aisle about to go to the bathroom. Same guy sitting behind me starts barking at him. He's like, go back to your seat right now. And so this kid who is like clearly disabled or something is like, oh, I'm just going to the bathroom. And this fucking guy says to me, he's like, did I tell you could do that? Sit at your seat right now. I'm an FAA agent, or I'm going to have you banned from all Delta flights. So this disabled kid is standing there like shaking. He looks like he's about to cry at this point and just goes back to his seat. So a couple minutes later, it's totally quiet. Nobody said anything. That would have been the end of it. This guy, again, turns back to him and goes, should I have you banned anyway? I can do it anyway. Literally just taunting a disabled kid. Oh, they would have
fuck out of that guy.
I filed a complaint. I never heard back, so I don't know. I know that they got other complaints about it too, but they just dehumanize people. These masks, and the thing is, this is never going to go away. I mean, if you think about 9/11 and all the power that the government took during 9/11 because we were afraid, they haven't given any of that power up, and that's exactly what's happening now.
Crazy, man. That's a point. It's sad you heard a long pause there because you're right, dude.
I'm so over this shit. And it's been what, over half a year, and there's still no end in sight. They just want to keep this shit going forever. Everyone is so afraid of it. Like, I can't live like this, locked up and shit. I will take my chances with getting the coronavirus. I don't care. And we should all be able to make that choice for ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, the only way out is DJT, man.
Hell yeah. He better win. He better win. He better win.
I swear he better win. Dude. And it's really, like I tell everybody, man, it's kids, man. It's our kids, it's our future, it's our way of life. It's our grandparents, it's our moms, it's our dads, it's the people like that kid that can't take care of themselves. And that's why people have to level up on their commitment to what they're doing. Because you can't sit around and have your thumb up your ass anymore. You gotta get in the fight. I mean, you really do. You really do. And it takes everybody. Everybody needs to be, honestly, guys, you got to be going to walkaway events. You got to be going to 1776 events. You got to be supporting these organizations. Because think about how much money we piss away supporting Starbucks. That is a fucking BLM organization, right? And all these kneelers and all these idiots. And, I'm going to do a plug, right? You could be supporting 1776. You could be supporting Brandon. If you took $10, take $10 a month and buy 2 less Mocha Jackalaka lattes, right? That's $120 a year. You won't even miss it. It's $10 a month. And you do a $5 reoccurring payment to walk away. You do a $5 reoccurring payment to 1776, right? And you contribute those, and that's what funds these rallies, man, for people to do.
Tell people about how can people support you?
Yeah. So, well, you can go to 1776foreverfree.com. You can do contribute now. You can buy a t-shirt. We partnered with a guy named Young Pharaoh and Today is America. I could stand up, but here they are. They're pretty awesome.
Ooh.
Pharaoh in there.
I still want my t-shirt, Cordie.
Oh, damn it. I didn't send you one.
No, I want one.
He called me out. He's like, you fucker, I didn't get a t-shirt. I'll get you a t-shirt, buddy. Easy peasy. You send me your address. I'll have Favre send it out tomorrow. His name's Chris Favre. We call him Favre. That's it.
You're the best.
That's the agent.
So wait, so where are your next events happening?
We are going to be in D.C. on the 17th, not this week, but next week. And we're doing a march from the National Monument to the White House. And we've got Pharaoh. We've got Dr. Simone Gold of the Frontline Doctors and Dr. Stella and General Paul Valley from Turning Point and Miss Joy and myself. And then we've got.
I wish I could be there.
I know, buddy. But hey, you're supporting Walkaway, and that's amazing. And everybody
in Phoenix that day.
Phoenix area should go out to your guys' event, right?
And DC should go to yours.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that.
Wait, let me just say it. We have another one. Grady, you're the best. Those same authoritarian people find out the hard way when they mess with me being an IT guy. Computer issues can be a pain.
I love it, Grady.
That's great. Yeah, if I were a waiter or something, I would just spit in their food.
Yeah, put a big booger, man.
Although, what do you mean being a waiter since there's no more restaurant industry here?
Oh my God, dude.
Such bullshit. I mean, they've wiped out people's careers, jobs, livelihoods with a snap of their finger, and it's not even part of the discussion. They don't care.
Bro, did you hear what Adolf Newsom is doing now?
No, Adolf with what?
Newsom has said you have to do this when you eat now.
You're shitting, man.
No, between bites you have to do it. I mean, everybody's telling them to fuck off, but you know, if people try to enforce that in my restaurant, I used to go to Burger Lounge and we probably spent, it's like an organic burger place. We spent hundreds of dollars a month at Burger Lounge. It was my son's favorite place, and the guy didn't want to accept our medical exemption. So I literally said in front of my kids and other kids, I said, "You can go fuck yourself. We're never coming back." That's literally what I said.
I love it.
I walked out. So
I hope your kids will realize how badass their dad is.
Oh, thanks, buddy. But you know, my wife gets concerned. She's like, you say the F word so much in front of them. I said, well, honey, if they open the door, they're a good person. They believe in this country. They stand for the flag, and they say yes, sir, and no, ma'am, and they're respectful and they're loving, but they say fuck a couple of times. I'm okay with that.
Hell yes. It's always those people who are so concerned with words that don't give a shit about actions and how you actually treat people. They're always the biggest pieces of shit. Bree, thank you so much for the super chat. You're the best.
I have a YouTube question. What are the dollar signs by the name? What does that mean when it comes up on a little chat? So there's like
they're super chats are when people contribute to you.
Oh, that's really cool, man. See,
and you like ask their question.
Oh, like
you gotta get on the YouTubes, dude.
See, I don't know this, dude. I don't know how it works. The tubes.
You're the tubes. You're all Instagrammy. See, that's one that he said to me that he's like, oh, we should do an Instagram live. I was like, I don't even know. I've never done one. I don't even know how to.
Well, I have to do that, dude. Now that you have
totally.
Yard, you have me on the yard and the tubes.
Ew. So where can people follow you? The Instagrams, the Facebooks, the Twitters.
Instagram, if it's called that, it's Dr. Cordie Williams, I think, on the gram, and Dr. Cordie W on Twitter. And then you can go to 1776 Freedom Fighters, join our private group. Or if you want to save yourself time, you can go to drcordiewilliams.com, and all that crap will be under drcordiewilliams.com.
I'll add all the stuff below.
Yeah, like you can literally join. If you go to www.drcordiewilliams.com, you can just, there's like a join a group, do this, join here, all that stuff right there. So, Mikey, you still there? You clicked me off. I can't see you now. It's freaking me out.
Oh my God. I forgot I have a Mac now, and you can't just fuck around with the mouse pad because it actually does things when you do that.
I have a Mac too, but I only know how to use like half of it. I just have people that are way smarter than me.
Got it. And I'm like still kind of freaking out about like I've never spent that much money on anything in my life, but I had such a shitty laptop.
Dude, they're so reliable.
Sophia. Hey, I can't wait to see you in Florida. Sorry, what were you saying?
No. I mean, they're worth it though, because they last forever. They're amazing. You know, yada yada yada.
Max said, I thought Kamala had you whacked. She put me in prison. She locked me up.
Old Kamala, man. What are we gonna do with that shit?
So what do you think going forward with the election? So now they're saying that the next debate isn't going to happen. Does that mean the one after that is not going to? What do you think?
You know, I didn't hear that part. You know, I was listening to some stuff this morning, and I know Trumpy said he wasn't going to do. Excuse me. I know Trumpy said he wasn't going to do the virtual debate, which I think
shouldn't.
Yeah, it's a fucking setup.
Fuck that. Yeah,
setup in the world, man. It's like, okay, do you want to fuck me over, change the narrative, and I get screwed? Oh, sure. Yeah. Virtual debate. Right? Yeah. Like, but and maybe if he did plan going to Walter Reed, maybe that's why they did that. But whatever, this is going to be their way to weasel out of it.
Sorry, this thing
So
doesn't know how to focus.
it's pretty
Focus.
cool. Does it automatically do that shit?
I don't know. This is terrible.
Kind of trippy.
I got this like fancy webcam, and I'm regretting it.
And it has to do that. It's like a gun or something that has to do that.
I don't fucking know.
You got your scope that you're dialing in your scope.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know what the hell I'm doing, Cordie.
I don't. But yeah, I just really hope that his campaign will just bring information to people. Just the only word they need to focus on is record. Record, record, record. Talk about your record, talk about Biden's record. That's all you have to do.
Yeah, I mean, the record really speaks for itself. And I think, honestly, just trying to, as much as possible, kill, the bullshit sound bites that they pull out there. I mean, it shows how fucking pathetic they are. 4 years later, they're still talking about this Charlottesville bullshit that CNN made up, totally fabricated. And it's frustrating, man. It really shows how pathetic they are and how low they'll stoop to try to win. I mean, and that's what we have to be worried about. Because, dude, I haven't heard one like tangible policy that isn't a left-wing socialist policy. There's really no plans in place. The Green New Deal was the same thing that AOC put up. Like, it's just a joke, man. I mean, they pander just to get elected, and then they don't do shit. The whole left has become a Bernie Sanders socialist, and actually Bernie might be more conservative than they are at this point.
He definitely used to be, because he used to be more conservative on immigration, on the Second Amendment, on a bunch of things that he's totally, bent over for them in so many ways. But no, I can't even imagine if Biden wins. For me, the worst part would be a few things. First of all, I don't know about you, I cannot stand what the Republican Party used to be. The Bush, Romney, McCain, that is not for me. So yeah. I'm worried that if he loses, the Republican Party will be like, okay, this was a fun little excursion, and now right back to how things were before.
Yeah, so, I don't know that that'll work, though, because the American,
I hope not.
With Trump's following, the American people have said, well, the American conservative people, the patriots, the constitutionalists, he's unified the African Americans. He's unified the gay community. He's unified the Hispanic community. And it's not under this, I do everything right and I'm a judgmental Christian or you go to hell narrative, which was, in my opinion, to be totally frank, as somebody that grew up in Alabama and whatever, like that's what the Republican Party of the late 90s and early 2000s probably was, if we're fair about it, right? It shifted into more of a libertarian populist movement, right? Which is more about inclusion of everybody, smaller government. I don't give a shit what you do in your spare time. That's what you do. I may be a Jesus guy. You might be a Buddha guy. Who cares?
Hell yeah.
Agree on this. Where is it? Right there. The flag. 1776, right? Like we can agree upon that flag. And that's what we all stand by and stand for. And so I don't know that they have the pull anymore to do that. Because even look how Ted Cruz and Marco Rubio, everybody started to shift and change. I think the old guard is going to be fucked. I really do. And I hope Americans will stand up to put candidates like Donald Trump that talk about that. I like when he says BS. I like when he cusses. I like when my pastor cusses because it's real. It's palpable. It's not holier than thou. There's something that you can attach to there. And that's what leadership is. They always taught us in the Marine Corps, leadership, you lead by example, you lead by doing, you lead by action. And part of that is when you have that vulnerability to say, you know what, we're all the same. I'm just like you, and I struggle too.
Yeah, and I mean, when Kamala Harris said that she has support from the Bush administration, I'm like, done. If I wasn't voting for Trump before, now I definitely am, because that should be disqualifying.
And what a fucking piece of shit family they are, dude.
Seriously, them, the Clintons, they're the same.
Pathetic losers.
Hell yes.
Because your little spoiled brat, your little spoiled pussy brat, pardon my language, that little, the guy's not even a real like, I don't even know what he is. He needs to chop off his testicles.
Oh, I miss you.
Baby, dude. I miss you too. Spoiled baby. Like, dude, this is about the country, man. It's not about you. Like, get over yourself and get over your ego. You know, I mean, that's the frustrating thing. I think that's the frustrating thing, even in what we do, right? Like the different people that are in it for the right reasons, the different people
Yes.
that aren't in it for the right reasons.
Yeah.
The same thing is true for these politicians. They're no different. I mean,
It's so funny to me too, by the way. Maybe it's just me that, like, I don't know about you, for me, I like totally fell into this. That I never in a million years sought this out. So it's so funny to me that anyone would ever seek this out or want to do what we do, because it's not exactly like a fucking pleasure cruise.
yeah, no, it's definitely not a pleasure cruise.
But
No.
it's necessary, and it's necessary what you guys watching do. So remember, you know, and especially if these debates don't happen, it's really on all of us to get the word out there, to have conversations, to bring information to people, to be outspoken, to have conversations that we need to have. So you can't just show up and vote one day a year. You have to be voting every day. You have to be doing things that'll move us forward in what needs to happen. So yeah, I think it's on all of us to try and win this election.
Yeah, and you vote with your time and you vote with your money.
Yeah.
You know, and so where you're putting your time and where you're putting your money are going to determine the outcome of this election. And really, it's going to determine, in my opinion, what you tell your kids 20, 30, 40 years from now. Were you on the sidelines? Were you in the fight? Because, you know, I don't know about.
Were you afraid of what people would think?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy, man. Afraid of what people would think and cower down like a little bitch. You know, and that's why, you know, I have a 90-10 rule. 90% of the time we should be fighting right now. 10% of the time we should be reloading. And it's totally true. And like just healing our bodies, like staying ready to go, you know what I mean? Like you're flying out all the time. Make sure you're getting downtime right now. But that's what the people at home and our viewers need to be doing. They need to be freaking like pushing, man. You know, you acquiesce. Oh, I was with Jennifer and she didn't want me to fucking like raise Cain about my mask. Well, find a different girl and tell Jennifer to fuck off. Jennifer's not about America, man. Jennifer's not America. You don't need her, right? And you might as well call her Karen, anyways, because it's like people have to just think it like there's so much at stake right now, and I've got a vested interest because I got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old at home, and you know, I'm just not going to give up. And Mikey, that's what we got to, you know, Ellen and Brandon and everybody, you know, that's what we got to continue to inspire people to do. You know?
Hell yeah. Let me just answer this last one real quick. Are you doing any events in Northern Virginia? We don't, by the way, thanks for the super chat. We don't have any planned right now, but so our last event that we have scheduled right now is, where is it? Omaha. So we have Nashville this weekend, then Florida, Phoenix, Omaha. However, I hope I'm wrong, but I have a feeling this election is going to go on for months longer than it's supposed to. So who knows? We probably will be coming near there because unfortunately I have a feeling this is going to go on for friggin' ever and it's never going to end. So anyway, Cordie, my love, is there anything else that you want to say, want people to know, anything at all?
No, you're my buddy and I miss you. And
I miss you.
We want some of that tasty barbecue, so we're gonna come up with the kids at some point.
Come, please visit me. Everything sucks here. Come.
100% we are, and we'll you know, we might I don't know what we'll do to Frodo or his creepy brother Andrew. I don't know what we'll do to them. Maybe we can.
Oh God, just
roll their yard with toilet paper or something.
We should do that. We can like egg their house.
It'll be Donald Trump toilet paper.
Oh my God, can we do that?
Oh, that would be epic, man.
Dude, come, we're doing that. And then I'll go to California. We could do that to friggin' Newsom.
There you go. Yeah.
Cordie, my love, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you guys so much for watching.
It was an honor, brother. I had a lot of fun. I always have fun with you.
Hell yeah, I miss you. We got to hang out soon.
Miss you too, buddy. Have fun in Nash Vegas this weekend.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to have a new video this week. If you're in Nashville this weekend, come follow me on all my stuff, my Patreon, my whatever. And that's about it.
Love
All
you.
right, Cordie. Mwah. Love you, dude.
Mwah. Love you, stud.
Bye, guys.
Bye. How do I end this?